from the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. This is the Mayor's Cup International Showcase 2011. Hello again, everybody. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for LangevitProductions.com. And this match is the SSG ULM 99 out of Germany in blue against our Mequon United Premier from Alice, Wisconsin. And they are in the maroon colors with black, and the blue is SSG ULM. Let's get the lineups for both squads. For the Mequon United Premier, as we have one going into the 18-yard box, and a save by the keeper for SSG ULM. And the coach is Mike Stoy from Mequon United, and the manager is Ines Kestner. The keeper will be Corey Jolitz. Number 1 at midfield is Connor Young. Number 5 at defender is Jason Cedar. Number 6 at defender is Riley Holton. Number 7 at midfield is Jacob Swihart. Number 8 at defender is Hayden Hussey. Number 9 at forward is Anthony Zingoli. Number 10 at midfield is Lucas Kessner. Number 12 at forward is Eric Beasy. Number 16 at forward is Juan Balderas. Number 17 at forward is Victor Carrasco. Number 19 at midfield is Kyle Cady. Number 21 at midfield is Dustin Garb. Number 22 at forward is Aaron Serrano. Number 24 at defender is Benjamin Schimberg. Number 28 at defender is Daniel Axman. And number 30 is midfielder Giovanni Saavedra. And that's a lineup for Mequon United Premier. And so now the free kick for the visitors from Germany. Upfield, and it goes out of play. Now let's get their lineup since we'll have a chance. And the lineup for SSG ULM. They have 2 keepers, Lucas Swobel and Sebastian Kling. Jürgen Schmidt is the coach. Martin Hanselman is the manager. The defender is Max Buschenschneit, number 2. Number 3 at defender is Simon Ruckbuck. Number 4 at midfield is Robin Dickman. Number 5 at defender is Louis Swarzat. Number 8 at midfield is Bastian Hack. Number 9 at forward is Dominic Hasselman. Number 10 at winger is Thomas Schmid. Number 11 at midfield is Lucas Merck. Number 12 at defender is Fabian Hack. Number 13 at forward is Tobias Shea. Number 14 at defender is Joel Mangold. 15 at forward is Oliver Schick. 16 at defender is Fabian Schwer. 17 at defender is Martin Schwer. Number 19 at defender is Florian Pfluger. Number 20 at midfield is Tim Miller. And now that ball on the wide along the far side touchline, and it goes out of play. So it looks like Eric BZ, who was pushing up along that right flank, will bring it back in for Mequon United. It'll be a throw-in now for the visitors from Alice, Wisconsin, home of the State Fair in Wisconsin. And we'll be talking more about Alice, Wisconsin as the video ensues. That ball in the central now. And a quick touch that time by Oliver Schick. And it's played out to the wide. Now in the central there was Smid. Smid on it now. Draws it back in midfield there. And a quick touch. Up forward looking for the striker on the far side touchline. He just couldn't get to it for ULM, SSG ULM, and now they have it in their own defensive half. Here's Rook, and his pass intercepted into space. And now here's Mequon United Premier on the near side with it. In the attacking third on the soccer ball is Balderas. And it's going to be a foul. But the center ref going back upfield. And there must have been a foul behind the play. SSG ULM player going down. And Connor Young comes over to talk to his coach there, Mike Stoy. And a good, nice round of applause here in the Mayor's Cup International Showcase. I'm Greg G.K. Porter. Happy to be with you here at the wonderful Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. It doesn't look as great as it can look. Boy, we show up here in October in another tournament called the Mayor's Cup, and it looks just perfect. But, you know, we are here in the desert and can't look perfect year-round. There's a lot of months where the fields have not been played on, and I believe that's the biggest, or the first tournament that they have at the fields after they have not been played on for a while. Now that ball is in the central now, Mequon United in the 18-yard box, but they are not there very long as that ball, as the back defenders for SSG ULM pushing it out. And now just outside the 18-yard box in their defensive third, trying to get that ball up the field. And as you see there, a quick strike by Joel Mangold. And now drawing it back is Schick after the touch there by Lucas Merck. And Merck now drives that ball on a long ball on the near side. But Mequon United stiffening up on the wide of their defensive third. And they push that ball across midfield all the way down toward the 18-yard box for a nice strike. Quickly that time by Aaron Serrato on a nice run, but Serrato was shepherded away from a good strike of the soccer ball and didn't get really a good strike on it. And a keeper able to make the save. On the near side, it's going to be a throw-in for SSG ULM 99, throwing it in. The play on the wide now, far side of the field. Just outside of the box. And that ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Mequon United. Alice, Wisconsin. 11-day fair, the state fair. Over there in Alice, Wisconsin. Started back in 1851. Got an offsides call against Mequon United. So they're going to give away the free kick going back up the field. They got to play defense now. As trying to make a move down the central there was Oliver Schick. And he got dispossessed. However, they have it as they dispossess Mequon United Premier. And into the 18-yard box they go. And they just could not make that extra strike of the soccer ball as stiffening up into space nicely the defenders in the deep bank for Mequon United Premier. Good day of soccer here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And over here at Betty Wilson Soccer Complex, the main fields of any tournament that comes here in the city of Las Vegas. Actually, this is the Summerlin section, suburb. That ball pushed out to the wide. SSG ULM now trying to make a move upfield, and a foul. Or was that ball out of play? It was out of play. Mequon United Premier is going to throw it in from the far side touchline. The header, and then as they try to run onto it, SSG ULM and corral it. They couldn't go any further. Taken away, pushed up the central, and they got to retreat back quickly. Nicely done, Mequon United. trying to do something down at Central. And a keeper, Sebastian Kling, making a great play. That ball across midfield. The header. Here comes Mequon United again. And on it is Eric BZ having troubles there. And a foul against SSG ULM. And so now it'll be a free kick. Free kick for Mequon United. Down to Central. That ball deflected into the 18-yard box now as Riley Holton. Nice service into Central, but getting back to defend that time was Merck. Nice play by Lucas Merck in the central of that 6-yard box. If he doesn't make that play, they got a great chance to try to get one in the back of the net. Substitutions now coming in, and if we miss any substitutions, we will mention them as they touch the soccer ball out there on the pitch. In this 0-0 match, 30-minute halves, if I fail to mention that at the outset. The keeper for SSG ULM going to get it restarted here. After the deflection now, Mequon United in their own defensive half. Here they come out of their defensive half across midfield. And with it is Balderas. Balderas trying to get it to his teammate now, streaking down the central. That was Victor Carrasco, and it had too much pace on it. SSG ULM now trying to continue forward, but they're having trouble doing that as it's drawn back by Smith. And he gets it out to the wide, and a run from his teammate from the back. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. And in the central, Mequon United processing their attack. Nice play over his head that time. I believe that was Riley Holton. He just took the soccer ball and said, hey, I'm going to kind of half volley it over my head and see what happens. And he nearly got somebody to run onto it. It just had too much pace on it in that last sequence. Nice decision that time, though, by Holton. He was pretty accurate. And now they have another opportunity here for an offensive attack down to Central. And they try to get a subsequent touch at the top of the box, could not, as they stiffen up SSG ULM in their 18-yard box. Pushing it out of play does Mequon United Premier. And so it'll be a throw-in from the far side touchline. 0-0 your score still here in the first half. In his boys under 15 match. Into space. And trying to run onto it was Hasselman, and he did. And then that ball got knocked out of play as they stiffen up on the wide of their defense. Mequon United Premier. And into the 18-yard box, and that ball is knocked out of play and knocked out by Mequon. Mequon United from their own 6 was actually knocked out by SSG ULM, so Mequon is going to have a goal kick. Ball all the way up towards midfield. It was partially intercepted. And now on the outside as Benjamin Schimberg playing defense along with his teammates into space and getting help now by Connor Young defensively. And they want to draw it back to the last two of the defenders in the deep back. It's outside the 18-yard box, striking it up forward after a touch by Swihart. And Eric BZ now with it. BZ weaving his way into the interior now, and his pass is deflected. And SSG ULM with it back upfield. The visitors from Germany, and falling down right there into space, Oliver Schick. It'll be a free kick. So it'll be a free kick from the visitors from a friendly nation of ours. And a lot of military personnel over in Germany. The free kick. And off a deflection, and a save is made. Corey Zolich making a save. Zolich sending it all the way down to Central. And in the deep back, SSG ULM being able to push that ball out wide. It'll be a throw-in, though, as they could not get Joel Mangold to keep it in. On it there, you see, was Axtman, and he pushing it up forward in the attacking third. And a strike that time by Victor Carrasco, and he might have took a little bit of physicality there as he tried to strike that soccer ball. Either that or he was just pissed off in the way he struck the soccer ball. Substitutions for SSG ULM. And coming in now is Max Buchenscheidt into the contest. And also coming in, Giovanni Saavedra, the midfielder number 30. Defensive half of Mequon. And they push it up forward quickly there, and now into the center circle as it's drawn back. And it'll go out wide for the attack. Deposited back into the central and then back out wide. Eric BZ on the service toward the central for Mequon United Premier on the near side. Midfielders to help out on the attack in his sequence, and it goes out of play on the near side for Mequon United. So throw in for SSG Ulm. SSG Ulm in the attacking third now, and that is going to be an offsides call. Or actually, it's going to turn out to be a foul on the play. And a free kick. Corey Jolitz, the keeper, pushing that ball up the central. And now a foul on the play, called by the center ref. Ball down right towards the keeper. Nice strike there by Daniel Axman. And Axman off the bounce, try to get somebody to direct that ball in the back of the net. Beyond the keeper Kling, but that didn't work out. But it was a pretty good strike though. He had the right idea. Kling off of a bounce, the header. Running onto it there was Hack, Bastian Hack, on a wide as they work their offensive attack. And that's going to go out of play. It's going to be a throw-in now for visitors from Alice, Wisconsin, suburb of Milwaukee. Got a couple of great people, as of many, that have come from Alice, Wisconsin. Liberace, well known. And Dan Jansen, the Olympic gold medal speed skater. Numerous Olympic gold medals for Dan Jansen. Originally from Alice, Wisconsin. Free kick from Mequon United. Outside the 18-yard box. Trying to get to it was Eric BZ. And center ref says play on. Mequon United. We're going to work it to the near side, and the touch by Hussey. Back to BZ, down to central, and the center ref is going to call a foul on the play. So a foul on the play, and it'll be a free kick. Taking it is Axman into the box, trying to get another player to strike it. And they do, but standing strong there was SSG Ewell and Louis Charzat head manning it up for his teammates up the central. They could not do anything up the central as it stiffened up. Mequon United Premier doing a fine job. And now drawing it back is Lucas Merck. And Merck to his keeper, and then out wide they go. And the German visitors along their left flank. And they lost the handle of it out of play. The throw in by Mequon United. And it was off of a SSG Yum player. And it's going to be a throw-in. So a throw-in in the attacking third for Mequon United. All knotted up in a 0-0. I take that back. It turned out to be it's going to turn out to be a free kick. So a free kick, very close to the far side touchline. Mequon United, and a fake of the initial player standing next to it, and then he gets the return pass, but he couldn't go any further as he's dispossessed. SSG back up the way toward the central, and then they work it over to the near side to Buchenscheidt. Buchenscheidt pushing it up forward to Hanselman, and they have it just outside the 18-yard box, but not a good shot taken that time. As Jolitz, Casey retrieves it now. Or Corey, that is. Corey's Jolitz. I don't know where I got the Casey from. There's not even a Casey on our team. Corey Jolitz with the goal kick. Up the central. Trying to handle it. Had a little bit of a problem. Mequon United. And now in their own defensive half. And a foul on the play. Be a free kick. Mequon United out of their own defensive half in this 0-0 match. Off a deflection, and they've got a player there in a 18-yard box trying to get a subsequent strike, and he can't, as he was shepherded away from the ball by Louis Charzat. Trying to continue on there and toward a 6-yard box and get a real quality shot with Victor Carrasco. But Charzat would have none of it. But it'll be a CK on the far side touchline. The outswinger, the header, but that goes awry as Daniel Axman trying to make the big play. Talking about that fair, the Milwaukee State Fair, and there in Alice. Started off with like 13,000 folks way back in the 1850s, but now it's got more than 500,000 people visit that 11-day fair. Happening in the late days of July, early part of August. And that's the big ticket item out of Alice, Wisconsin. Mequon United trying to win this match. And they are all tied up, all knotted up here. 0-0. The visitors from overseas in Germany. And drawing that ball back to Jason Cedar. And Cedar trying to go up forward. As Benjamin Schimberg, the work there. Schimberg, the throw in. Off the header. And the ball thrown in. Saavedra going after it. Saavedra now, and a foul. And that's going to go against SSG Ulm. As Saavedra kind of kicked there, and he tugs at the leg. And his team now have a free kick in the center circle. So they have the foul. So Mequon United in the central. Here's Giovanni Saavedra, 50-50 ball, and I believe it was touched off of Saavedra. Yes, it was, and it'll be a throw-in. And so Lucas Mert will bring it in for SSG Ulm in this 0-0 match. Both teams have played well on the pitch here in the first half. And that one going off of Bastian Hack to the central. Mequon United with it. Now toward the attacking third. That ball in the corner for Swihart. And in now on the near side. With it is Garb. Dustin Garb now having trouble, but he gets it to Swihart. Swihart in the central. Over to BZ. A shot, and he just missed it on the near side, the near post. BZ seemed like he had all kinds of time, but he just felt pressured and took a shot, and would have loved to have that one back as we end the first half of action. 0-0 the score between SSG Ulm 99 and Mequon United Premier. Stick with us. We'll be right back with the second half in just a moment. Second half action set to get underway. Going from right to left is SSG Ulm, and going from left to right is Mequon United Premier. 0-0 is your score. And we are underway. Shift colors for all you sailors out there past and present here in the second half. And a ball in the central. Intercepted, and then a shot. Knocked away by the keeper. Beautiful play by Jolitz. And SSG Ulm trying to show that they mean business here in the second half right away. Now they have to retreat back, and Sebastian Kling comes away off his line. But again, the Karam works its way over to Carrasco, but his pass is intercepted. And both teams down to midfield trying to show their prowess. And on the near side, Carrasco keeping it in. Nice play. But it is knocked out. And it's going to be SSG Ulm. Oliver Schick and company are going to get it into play. That ball all the way down to the attacking third in the corner. And Mequon United will have their opportunity to throw it in, and as they do, intercepted there at the midfield but it's on a foot of Schmidt. And now out wide, Hack, and his pass is intercepted, but still in the central. Mequon United with possession of it on their counterattack. All the way up forward to Swihart, and his pass winds over on the foot of Kling, the keeper. And it is, let's see, on the whistle, there was a foul on the play, so Swihart is setting it up for the set piece right outside the 18-yard box. In this 0-0 match here in the second half, the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. I'm Greg G.K. Porter for LandryProductions.com. Go to our website, check out all the stuff we're busy with. And here is a chip into the 18-yard box, but they were offsides on the play. So SSG Ulm 99 being able to avert a scenario here and get it restarted in this 0-0 match. Under the lights here at the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex over here in the Summerlin section. And getting to that soccer ball, as you saw there, was Schwarzat. But now it is back into the 18-yard box, and an offsides call against Mequon United. 0-0's your score. Neither team scoring in the first half here at the Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. And the most of the chances, though, was Mequon United premier in that first half, but they weren't able to convert, as making decent enough plays in their defensive half and at defensive third was the visitors from Germany. Quick touch by Buchenscheidt, and on the wide side, that ball goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in now for Mequon United. You see Daniel Axman going after it there, setting it up for his teammate here in this second 30-minute stanza. Trying to get a goal, as well as the German visitors trying to get one. Put one in the back of the net, if you will. And that ball down to Central, chasing it down there, and just before Oliver Schick can get to it, that ball is driven out of play by Jolitz. Jolitz able to get to that soccer ball, as Coach Jürgen Schmidt and Martin Hanselman, the manager, trying to do something there, but not quite. The keeper with it as they get it up forward to Buchenscheidt. And that ball is out of play on a far side touchline. Mequon United, the throw in. The touch there by Carrasco across midfield. And now with it is Hanselman. there was a touch quickly by Schick, but winning it, Mequon United. And the Wisconsin visitors trying to go upfield toward an attacking third, and they weren't able to do that, as the German visitors stiffening up and pushing it right back into their defensive third. And here's a service by Schick, and a header. And a save, no problem, by Jolitz. Corey ranging off to his right. And when you see that header, you see that that is a German style of play that has been so successful in the World Cups. They just seem to know and do not mind heading the soccer ball, or the football, as they call it in most countries. Ball with the geometric designs as it goes out of play. Wind been blowing all day, which has brought the weather quite frigid here in Vegas. A lot different than what we face later on in the year. But that's the way it is in the desert. Either get the hot heat, or if during the winter time you get that wind blowing, and it can be mighty cold. Mequon United, and a nice ball and an offside. It looked like a nice ball there for a moment, as Riley Holton trying to get his teammate down at central to make a big play. A little bit too aggressive towards that, as far as their player positioning, and defensive player, the last one of the visitors in the blue, and that ball is knocked away at the last moment as the keeper coming off his line. He had to make a decision. Lots of traffic right in front of him, and he made the right decision in this scenario. You see the flags there. Yes, this is the Mayor's International Showcase, Mayor's Cup 2011. Again, if you didn't catch my name at the outset, I'm Greg G.K. Porter. Happy to be calling the action for you this evening. And a quick touch by Hanselman. He's trying to get it going out wide, and that ball is knocked out of play, as they don't want him to get a counterattack going that quickly. Does Mequon United. Going to be a throw-in for SSG ULM. Intercepted in their defensive half and pushed up forward as going down Lucas Merck. And they say Lucas Merck is going to get the opportunity to get his teammates started with a free kick. And Lucas grabbing his right shoulder there, kind of smarting there after that collision. Merck across midfield. Got a teammate in the central, and then now gets it over to Smith. Smith to the near side, and pushing that ball just outside of the 18-yard box and past the goal line. So they would have liked to made a better offensive sequence out of that play, but they could not. So Mequon United Premier will work it out of their own defensive half, or at least attempt to. In its 0-0 match at Betty Wilson Soccer Complex. And winning it there is Smith, and it's intercepted in the central, the defensive third. Pushed across midfield, and then pushed all the way down to the keeper for SSG Ulam. Running onto it now on the near side as they get a winger to midfielder to push it across midfield, but it is intercepted And now knocked out of play by Mequon United. Knocked out by Jacob Swihart. Throwing it in, SSG Ulm. And whistle. Must have been a illegal throw-in. Benjamin Schimberg looking for Lucas Kessner, and that ball is driven out of play by SSG Ulm. So there will be a throw-in, and taking it in is going to be Kyle Cady, or actually it's going to be a foul. There was a foul on that play. Kyle Cady will take the free kick. Let's see what they can do on this set piece try. Toward the central of the 18-yard box, headed up in the air, and then they get another strike on it, but they did not get it in the back of the net. So a golden opportunity goes awry, and so now a throw-in for SSG Ulm. On the near side. I believe that was Victor Carrasco, and Carrasco just did not get what he wanted out of that play, and that was because SSG Ulm had a player right off the line be able to save it. And that's what you got to be able to know how to do as a defender. You got to be able to help out your keeper and know the width of that goal mouth and be able to get back there if you need to help out your keeper. And that time, that's exactly what they did. As a team, with the mindset that, hey, we've got to help out our keeper, and somebody was able to get back there. And now a fresh player comes in for Mequon United. Into space, winning it. Thomas Schmidt, and sending it all the way down. That ball had way too much pace on it for Dominic Hanselman. Toward the central now, and Mequon United on a long ball. They got two players, and one of them ends up with it, and he has to be careful, and that is Victor Carrasco as he goes down over the top of the keeper. And you have to be careful because you can get a card for that. And in the judgment of the center ref, he did not get a card on that particular play. Carrasco is getting closer and closer to putting one in the back of the net for Mequon United. On it now is Balderas. Balderas swinging that ball toward the central, now on the near side. And that ball is knocked out of play. Defending on the outside of the 18-yard box for SSG Ulm. And so now it's going to be a throw-in. In a 0-0 match here in the second half. They're throwing in toward the corner of the 18-yard box. It's caromed out. And now toward the central. Mequon United, as they've got a player chasing over there along with SSG Ulm. And so it's going to be a throw-in for SSG Ulm. And as it's into the field of play there with Smith on the pitch, as they cannot go any further, as Mequon United in a space playing tough there at the midfield. Now ball down to central, and here it is on the foot of Balderas. Balderas weaving his way. Balderas still on a soccer ball. Balderas tried to lose the defender, and he pretty much did, and he got a shot off. But the keeper, Kling, able to make the play. Or at least keep it from going inside of the back of the net, and that ball went past the goal line. And so it's as you saw there, a goal kick. Running all the way back in their own defensive half, you see Daniel Axman. And it'll be a throw in as Axman gives way to Riley Holton. And the central ref allows coming into the match Aaron Serrano, number 22. In his 0-0 match here in the Summerlin section, Betty Wilson Soccer Complex, the Mayor's Cup International Showcase here in the wintertime of 2011. That ball thrown in and headed out of play there by Max Buchenscheidt. And now up a little forward to Schwarzat, Luis Schwarzat, who gets it out of play. Trying to protect along that far side touchline. And so Aaron Serrano will take the gain of real estate. Now into the attacking third. There's a strike by Hack. And here's a through ball, and Eric BZ tried to get to that one, and they just were able to avert his subsequent touch on the play. And it presented a scenario where the defenders had to get it out of play quickly to protect in front of their keeper, SSG Ulm. And so now the set piece, swinging it toward off the 6-yard, the corner of the 6-yard box, and trying to maintain possession. They cannot. And SSG Ulm pushing it upfield. There's a quick strike out to the wide by Schick. Schick with his teammate there, Hack. Hack's pass was to Merck, and it's intercepted. And going upfield, and it's going to be a foul. So a foul against SSG Ulm. Didn't catch the player. It'll be a free kick, though, for Mequon United Premier. There's a touch by Connor Young going out wide. And that ball is deposited across midfield. And now a strike down at Central. But they couldn't get it to Carrasco, and intercepted, pushed back in their own defensive half. Mequon United now has to play defense with Oliver Schick on a move. Schick outside the box, inside the box now. Has his teammate now, Hasselman, drawing it back. And SSG Ulm has a big play here, and the left-footed try is not going to beat Jolitz. So Corey Jolitz able to make the save on the low side. Upfield, and it is knocked out of play. Protecting on the near side, SSG Ulm. In its 0-0 match here in the second half. Neither team able to put one in the back of the net in the first half. And the visitors from Germany proving to be stiff competition in this match against the visitors from Wisconsin here in Vegas. And a player going down. It's going to be a free kick now against Mequon United as they're a little bit too aggressive in the space. On the near side as they try to continue on, and going after it is Schick. And Schick knocks it off of the Mequon United player into the 18-yard box after the throw-in, but they can't get a subsequent touch, having a little hard time with it as it is brought out on the near side, and lastly touched out by SSG Ulm as Juan Balderas working out of his own defensive third. Throwing it in, Kyle Cady got it into a teammate, but he lost it. Bastian Hack pushing it out wide, looking for Buchenscheidt, and that ball goes out of play. He had too much pace on it for Buchenscheidt, and Max would have loved to have that ball slow down so he could work some offense. toward that attacking third, but it wasn't to be. Now Merck trying to make a play, and it's knocked out of play. Far side touchline. Mequon United Premier in this 0-0 match, working deeper in the second half, but still knotted in a 0-0 tie. Merck trying to retreat back for SSG Ulm. And Mequon United just outside the 18-yard box. Center rep says play on. And here's the shot. And does it go off of Victor Carrasco? Or does it go off of an SSG Ulm player? And it looks like it went off of the player in the blue for Germany. So it's now going to be a corner kick. So a corner kick for the visitors from Alice, Wisconsin, a suburb of Milwaukee, against the wind here. And the in-swinger is intercepted at the point. And it is knocked out of play to 50-50. And let's see. Guess it was knocked out by SSG Ulm because they're going to get another shot at it here. Going against the wind. Will they go as more of an outswinger on the try? And a header, another header. Trying for a triple play on that one with a strike after two headers. And nice defensive play by SSG Ulm to stiffen up, not allow them that opportunity. Back up the field. With it now is Fabian Hack. And now on the near side, here's Oliver Schick. Schick in the 18-yard box. He's knocked down. That could always be dangerous. You have to be careful as a defender. And it wasn't called. Not as a penalty shot. But boy, you really got to be careful on that. Here's Schick now. Schick. And actually, that turned out to be Hasselman who took the shot. And it goes past the goal line. And they were offsides on the play. Nevertheless, so it'll be a free kick. Averting a very bad situation there was Mequon United. And Schick went down, but more of an incidental contact type of a play in the 18-yard box. More of Schick trying to draw the play rather than him actually being thrown down. And up in the air, and a save made by Jolitz. Corey Jolitz going up high and making the save. SSG Ulm again, and they're buzzing around in the attacking third. Here's another opportunity, and it just goes off the foot of Buchenscheidt. Max would have loved to have that ball. As I said a few minutes past when the ball was sent to him out wide, and that time he was just a little bit too aggressive towards the soccer ball, and he overran it. But here's Schick. Schick weaving his way. He's got a teammate, and Schick, he goal! Go, 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 goal! Dominic Hasselman back to Schick, and Schick the finish. And the visitors from Germany able to put the first goal in the back of the net. And it is 1-0 as we work late here in the second half. Schick has been working viciously here in the last few minutes. And that time he gets the coup de grace for his hard work. As Hasselman able to find him, and Schick was able to finish. 1-0. Now can Mequon United come back and tie it up? They still have time to do so. But the clock is not their friend, and now they have to watch it go all the way back to their keeper. Schick in his mind might be saying, I was fouled and I should have had a penalty shot. Well, he gets the measure satisfaction here. We've seen it before on LandryMidProductions.com, where a player gets the measure satisfaction even when they feel, and he didn't really, get volatile with the ref, and nor did his squad. And his teammates, and he just finished on the play just moments later. As you see a player for SSG Ulm going down, and it'll be a free kick. And every time Mequon United Premier has this ball in their own defensive half, it's not what they want to have if they want to tie this game up, this match. And here's another one, and a miscue, and it's a goal, 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 and it's 2-0. Beautiful play that time by Fabian Hack. Hack driving the ball right at the keeper, and Oliver Schick tried to head it, but just in his attempt to try to head it, the ball was hit well enough that it shielded the keeper in a way, and it was able to get behind him in the back of the net. So a nice strike by number 12, Fabian Hack. And so 2-0. Hack and Oliver Schick have scored the goal for the boys in blue from overseas in Germany. And ball knocked out of play by Oliver Schick. And a throw in by Kyle Cady after that ball was deflected out of play. Cady now the 50-50 ball, winning it and then striking it towards the keeper. That ball is way to the left of the keeper, Kling. 2-0. As Mequon United Premier has played well in this match for 2/3 of it. But this last third of it is getting away from them. And defensively, they just have not been able to keep the visitors from Germany, from Europe, out of the back of the net. And there's another strike. And that one goes to the left of the keeper, Jolitz. Now coming in is Joel Mangold for SSG Ulm. The header now by Bastian Hack, who undoubtedly had his brother score that goal. Smith. And maybe if it wasn't his brother, maybe it was a relative. Or maybe just the fact that they both had the same popular surname. But either way, it is 2-0. You hear the wind whistling and creating a stoppage of that ball in the air, and that's a stoppage of this match here at Betty Wilson Soccer Complex, where the final score, SSG Ulm 99, winning 2-0 over Mequon United Premier from Alice, Wisconsin. We hope you enjoyed all the action, and until the opportunity next time, you take care of yourself. God bless, and as always, save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.